Welcome to the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Jarvis Scott. What's happening in Birmingham? Today I have the honor and pleasure, and I'm going to divvy away a little bit from my normal introduction because one of my good friends is on the podcast today.
Good friends.
Or BFF, Miss Chasiti Shepherd of Be Grace Media. I know with Chastity, when Jarvis should have been brought me on this podcast, and but hey, it's 2020, you here.
Yes, it's 2020 and I am here and I'm grateful.
So I want to bring my friend on, talk about business, also talk about some things we kind of see going as far as PR and marketing. So Chastity, start off by kind of telling people about yourself for those who do not know who you are.
So hello everybody, what's up Birmingham? I am Chasiti Shepherd and I am the president of Be Grace Media. Be Grace Media is a transcultural public relations and marketing firm where we get people talking about you. Small town girl, I grew up in Huntsville, Alabama. I went to Huntsville High School. I went to Stillman College at HBCU, Go Tigers, where I pledged Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, which afforded me so many opportunities. I worked at AT&T Advertising and Publishing for 7 years where I was extremely successful and I learned so much about life, and I learned so much about me, and I learned so much about hunting and farming, and I learned a lot about sales. I never missed an objective. And then after that I worked for Bard, where I sold the IVC filter. Yeah, that's what people are getting sued about right now.
Okay.
I sold that for a couple of years and now I own Be Grace Media. So what's up Birmingham, and thank you so much Jarvis for having me.
All right, she sounds my publicist right here.
I am his publicist.
Just went straight.
That's what I do.
The elevator pitch. So what made you start Be Grace, and kind of tell them the name and all that behind it?
You already know that, but I'll tell them. Hey y'all, so Be Grace Media, it all started like kind of on a hope and a prayer. That's what I tell people. So I had a client that I worked with at AT&T, and I was no longer at AT&T, I was at Bard, and he had a rep that came in who was trying to sell him some cable TV. Go Jeff Melton.
Yes.
Go Jeff Melton.
Yes.
We're trying to sell him some cable TV, and Anthony had a couple questions, and he asked me would I come sit in on the meeting, and I did, and I gave him some advice, and Jeff asked me, he said, "Are you an agency?" And I said, "What's an agency?"
Okay.
And so Jeff taught me a lot about agency life and what an agency was, and because of him, I'm here.
All right, so tell them the name. I like the unique name. Why the meaning?
So I started off as the chic ad agency because I was so chic back then, and I was a little fashionable and a little, a hot girl at that point in my life. I wasn't married and I didn't have kids, and so I was a chic ad agency. And that was in 2012. But in 2014, I gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. Her name is Bella Grace, and so I changed the name from the chic ad agency to Be Grace Media. And then I had another baby girl in 2018, and I was like, oh, well, I named a whole company after one baby, so I don't want this new baby to feel some type of a way, so I gave her the same initials, so she is Be Grace as well. So both of my daughters are Be Grace, so Bella Grace and Brayley Grace.
All right, so when you first got started, what were some of your challenges, getting up and running?
So just to be honest with you all, I've always been a salesperson. So sales is really, that's what I do. That's what I'm good at, and that's what I like to do. Jarvis will tell you, I like to sell.
Yeah, she's a salesperson.
I like to get them.
Yes,
I like to sell. So sales has never been an issue for me. What's probably been the most challenging is just having people and having a team that saw the vision, if that makes sense. You get people on your staff and you pay them to the best of your abilities, but a lot of times they don't see the vision, and a lot of times it's hard for them to see the vision because it's yours. So finding staff who believes in what you're trying to do.
All right, so next question I like to ask, and like let's say this person probably know me very well because we shared office space for years, and I know y'all thinking, well, they don't share office space no more. Ain't nothing bad happened. We had to leave the other location because it cost too much. But let's go back in time for a minute.
Okay.
Let's get you was talking about your challenges. Can you tell people a little bit about what you experienced 2018? Not only was business challenges, but it was personal challenges going on.
Yeah, so when you are the president of a company, personal challenges become business challenges. So 2018 was definitely the toughest year of my life. I mean, hands down, Jarvis was right there with me. He knows. He was at the funeral. He was at the hospital. He helped me. He helped me through it all. So 2018, well, let's back up a little bit leading into 2018. 2017, I lost a whole lot of money in contracts. Right. And then, that it just is what it is. That's just the nature of this business. And my baby girl, Brayley, the youngest, was born on January 24th, and she wasn't due until March the 28th. So she came in, she weighed 2 pounds. She was on everything that a baby that's premature can be on, from oxygen to all these lines. She just looked like she fit her in the palm of my hand, and just a bunch of just lines just spewing from this little child that I gave birth to. So that was challenging in itself. And as soon as I got my baby home, I get a phone call from my mom saying that she came to my brother's house and she found him lying unresponsive on the floor. And he pretty much passed away that day, and that was April the 7th of 2018. He passed away that day, but my parents couldn't bring themselves to take him off life support. So he finally died on January the 9th. So my baby, you got me all emotional a little bit. My baby, my brother, and just business. So those personal things, of course, they transcend over to your business. And, luckily at the time, I had some riders with me, Jarvis being one of them.
Moved a lot of stuff all in one day.
Jarvis being one of them. I had some riders with me who supported me and kind of toted me through it. I wasn't mentally good. I wasn't physically good. I mean, I had to have an emergency C-section, which came with some complications. I just wasn't good. So 2018, it was definitely a rough year, but by God's grace, it's 2020 and I'm here. I miss my brother every day, but my baby girl is thriving. She is killing the game. She's a little rock star, and business is good. So, yes, 2018 was a whirlwind. Yes, 2018 was extremely hard, but I made it.
All right, so let's walk people through your actual day, because like you said, she has 2 small baby girls. Just walk people through your day, because how I can say so many words. They be in daycare, school. Tell people about.
Yeah, Jarvis knows all my stories.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So a lot of people don't know this. I live 45 minutes away from my office. So I wake up every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm cooking breakfast because my children are very picky. And so I'm cooking pancakes. I'm chopping up fruit, all the things that I think that they might eat that morning. So 5 o'clock, I'm making breakfast. I am showering before I wake them up. Then I wake them up, I feed them, I bathe them, I dress them. My husband goes to work. He has to be to work at 7 o'clock. So getting them off, and we live 45 minutes away from the city. So he leaves the house at 6 o'clock every morning. So it's on me. So I get them ready. I feed them, I clothe them. I have 2 different drop-offs. So my 2-year-old, she's 1, she'll be 2 January 24th. She goes to a daycare, and my 5-year-old goes to kindergarten now. So I drop them both off to pray that I can make it to work at 8:30.
Oh, yeah, pray.
So I wake up at 5, but the goal is for me to be at work at 8:30.
All right, so, Be Grace Media. Mm-hmm. I know our next question, I know she's going to kill this question. What made Be Grace Media unique from other similar type firms like yours?
We are tried and true. We have seen it all. We didn't just start. We've been around for 7 years, and we know how to drive behavioral change. Anybody can call the press and ask for, hey, can you cover my event? Anyone can host a press conference, but not everybody can drive behavioral change and get people talking about you. So ultimately, our goal is not to get the press to tell your story. We want the press to tell the story in which we want them to convey. So we drive behavioral change.
What you feel has been your biggest accomplishment so far?
I survived 2018.
Okay, all right.
I survived. I'm still here. Ultimately, every day is an accomplishment for me because, you know this like anybody else. We are in business for ourselves. We don't work a 9 to 5. This isn't our side hustle. This is my only hustle. So ultimately, every day that I get up and I can cut checks for payroll and that I can keep the lights on, that's a huge win for me.
All right, so let's get back to, like she said, this person, you can tell she's a salesperson. So let's talk about your particular approach to sales.
Okay.
How you get a client, prospect, fall in, close the deal.
I'm a researcher.
Okay.
So before I sit down with any client of mine, I'm going to know everything there is to know about them. I'm a researcher. So my thing is, don't come in trying to pitch or tell anybody anything about their business if you haven't researched it. You need to make sure that you know their story before you walk in there.
So how do you overcome objections?
I don't take no for an answer.
No, she does not take no. She don't.
And if you've ever been involved with me, you know I don't take
no for an answer.
It's not acceptable.
It's not acceptable. So do you feel like, way sales is now, do you feel like cold calling is dead?
No.
Okay.
You need to cold call, but you also need to warm call too. You need to use your network. I know Jarvis. Jarvis may know somebody else, so I'm gonna call Jarvis. Hey, what do you know about X, Y, and Z and 1, 2, 3? And hey, can you introduce me? So I like warm calling and cold calling. I've never had a problem with picking up my phone and calling anyone. So a funny story since you said that. The reason that I got the job at AT&T Advertising and Publishing is because I called every advertising firm in the phone book. So I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem cold calling at all. So this is back in 2003. I called every advertising firm in the phone book, saying, "Hey, my name is Chasiti. I'm looking for a job. Are y'all hiring?" And that's actually how I got the job of working at the phone book. I worked for the phone book. So AT&T Advertising and Publishing was the phone book. And I got the job at the phone book by calling everybody in the phone book.
Everybody in the phone book. And she didn't stop.
And I didn't stop.
I sat and watched.
Yeah. And
I'm going to say watch you, but I watch you sometimes you call these folks.
I just call people. And so, at AT&T, we had this thing called regrades, and that's people who have never advertised before. And I used to be the queen of regrades because I have no problem cold calling. And, those people don't know you. The worst thing that they could tell you is no, and that means that I got the exact same amount of money I had before I started. So ultimately, it doesn't cost me anything to pick up the phone and cold call.
All right. Well, let's get into theory. We'll get in the weeds for a minute. Okay. And me and you, we talk about this a lot. We y'all can peek in on our conversations that we kind of talk about when it comes to like marketing and PR. Can you tell people, in your opinion, what is the difference between marketing and public relations? Because sometimes people get that confused.
Goodness. Yes, a lot of times I see that. So marketing, public relations, they are cousins, but they are not BFFs, if that makes sense. They are cousins. And when we talk about marketing and things like that, or advertising, we're talking about where you're spending money. So it's paid. Public relations is the relations of the public in which it is free. So if anybody's telling you that they're paying for public relations, they don't have public relations because it's earned media. The difference is paid media and earned media. So for example, advertisement would be like, "Hey, my name is Chasiti Shepherd and I am thebomb.com. Public relations would be like Jarvis saying, "Hey, my girl Chasiti, she's pretty amazing. You guys should go check her out." So me telling my story and somebody else telling it. And a lot of times with public relations, it comes off more authentic, if that makes sense.
So I know what some of y'all sitting here thinking. Like, can you get me on CNN?
Yes.
Okay. Can you get me on Fox News in the morning?
Yes.
Okay. But getting you on is one thing, but what's that missing component though? They got to have a story.
You got to have a story. You got to have connectivity.
Yeah.
My thing is, so for anything that you do, you want to make sure that you're able to connect with the people. There has to be connectivity. If you get on CNN, okay, now what you gonna do? I mean, I can call them. You know what I mean? We can get you on there, but is your story compelling enough for you to make it?
All right. So another question people ask me and you all the time: how much money do you need to advertise your business? I know it's kind of like a trick question,
That's
but but what like when it comes to setting priorities for advertising spending, what tips should you tell?
So I would tell people, my thing is, if you take let's say your business grosses $100,000 a year, you should invest at least 20%. Some people say 10, I say 20.
Okay.
You should invest at least 20% of that in your marketing and advertising dollars. For every dollar that you spend, you should expect a $14 return. So my thing is, if you're spending $20,000, if you got $100,000, you should expect $14 times whatever $20,000 is. That's what you should expect back. So no one should look to spend money on advertising. They should look to invest in advertising. And an investment means that you're going to get a return on your investment, you're not spending money.
All right.
ROI.
Oh yeah, return on investment. I feel like a lot of times people don't get that. All right, let's.
And if you're not getting that, then you're not advertising correctly.
Yes, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah,
because a lot of times people don't really know who is their customer.
Right. And number one, you have to know your target audience, and you have to know what makes them buy. You have to know buying signs. You have to know buying signals from that client, and you have to do market research. It's one thing to go out here and say, "I'm running a business." Okay, but who's your target? I mean, what are their buying? What are their trends? What are their buying cycles? Who are they trying to connect with? So just you have to know your audience.
All right. about to ask her next question. She didn't see this coming. Let's peek 5 years into the future.
Oh!
Because you know, once I post this video, YouTube is forever. And you know, my friend, she always comes stylish.
Oh, whatever.
So 5 years ago, the hair's here.
I can't stand you.
Shouts out to her stylist. Where do you see your firm 5 years from now?
Oh man, like by leaps and bounds. You know, some people think, you know, I have a personal company crush. So I'm gonna be honest with you, my personal company crush is Big. Like, Big is my company crush. I mean, John Montgomery's killing the game. And so I hope to be up there competing with him.
All right. Any last thoughts you want to tell the people?
Last thoughts.
How can they get in contact with you? That's the most magic. Man, that's quite a magic question.
Yeah, so if you want to get in contact with me, if you want me to get people talking about you, you can call me at 205-537-1100. That's the office. Or you can find Be Grace Media on social media. We're on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. We're on all your social sites. So you can find us. If you want to talk to me, you can find me.
And that website?
At www.begracemedia.com.
Well, Chasiti, thank you so much. So when I'm on vacation, I will sub her in.
No, whatever. So yeah, but thank you, Jarvis. I really appreciate you having me on.
Well, you know, I appreciate you. You know, good friend. You know, we like sometimes we just argue like brother and sister.
We are brother and sister.
We come back, but you know, I love you to death, and always praying for you and praying for Tim, you, and the two little ones all over the place because they growing and. I haven't seen the little one. You know,
yeah,
like
see. So Jarvis is a bad uncle. So we were in the car the other day, and I said, Jarvis is a bad uncle to Bella. And what did she tell you?
He's a good uncle.
She said, Jarvis is a good uncle.
He's a good uncle. Good uncle. So, Chasiti, thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you all for watching this video. Please check out what'shappeningbirmingham.com for more videos. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank y'all again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
And I want to endorse What's Happening Birmingham.
Oh, well, thank you.
What's Happening Birmingham is thebomb.com. Jarvis always comes through for me. So y'all keep watching him. Y'all keep supporting him because he's doing some phenomenal things. And if you spend money on anything, you should be spending it with him.
Well, thank you. Look, I got that free endorsement.
Yeah. Chasiti endorses Jarvis.
From my publicist.
I love it.
All right. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast. Please check out our website, app, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest videos today.